Well, hi there and welcome to the unmistakable side of gorgeous Queenstown. Now, below me, 150 competitors from Australia and New Zealand have gathered to really flex their farming muscle. This is the Hilux New Zealand Rural Games, and the heroes of Heartland New Zealand are going to compete head-to-head in an array of sports that built a nation. One of the glamour events of the Hilux New Zealand Rural Games saw a Trans-Tasman clash in the ANZAXE Wood Chopping Championship. 8 axemen, 5 disciplines with 1 overall winner, beginning with the jiggerboard.
Off we go now, down here in the New Zealander. Right here in front of me is Shane Jordan. He is 29 years of age. He has 6 world titles. The left-hander beside me here, my left and your right, Josh Adamson, won 9 Queensland titles. Represented Australian team in 2015, and his best event is the springboard. He's coming home. The Kiwis chasing him hard. Look at this guy from Australia, eat some timber, Josh Adamson. Holy moly, the man's setting the light on fire. All the way through into the heart, the guy's quick. Shane can hear me, he's chasing him hard. This man is just sending this block to heaven and back. Holy. Now around he comes. Are we going to beat the 122.59? He's going to cut through. Shane is yet to turn on his jigger. He's fast, Shane. There's a shake and a rattle in the block, and down it comes. Josh Adamson. Boy, oh boy.
The second discipline saw New Zealand's Shane Jordan fight back.
The matchup of the matchups. Shane and Jared, and they're off they go. Off they go hard. Oh, a little bit of jamming up there for the Australian Jared. Shane's down and in hard. He's going to clean it up good for the Kiwis. Up he comes, pulling that saw through the timber. It's a Kiwi win. Well done.
In the standing block, Australia's Cody Steers set a blistering time.
1, 2, 3, off they go. There's a deep burying log right here in front of me. Shane puts that axe in, finds some dirty timber straight away. Look at the depth of the blows from these two gentlemen. Around together we go. Aussie taking big swings, the young 20-year-old burying that axe, burying it like he's a grave digger. He laid into it and he took it out, the young 20-year-old. Holy moly, he's quick. Shane Jordan there close behind.
The individual ANZAXE title was still in the balance, entering the single buck event.
1, 2, 3, in they go, and off they go, I should say. The big fella on my right and the big fella on my left. There's a 20-year gap in their ages, but there's time to burn. Look at this Kiwi go deep into his log now. Adam just cuts it deep. Man, oh man, we've just eclipsed the others as we get young Josh Steers there. But the power of Adam Lowe here beside me just says I've just owned this event.
The final discipline, the underhand cut, saw the 2 leading individuals go head-to-head.
And we have on my right Shane Jordan from New Zealand. On my left, Cody Steers from Australia, the young man. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they were in perfect time and synchronicity there as we go through. Cody, the young man, has found that deep wood really quickly. They turn together. If you've got a yell or a scream in you, give it up right now for these guys. Come on, Shane, New Zealand. Young Cody for Australia. I couldn't tell. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? What good work.
So a very exciting competition with Cody Steers pipping Shane Jordan in the underhand. But the Kiwi was Mr. Consistent throughout the afternoon and ended up taking out the ANZAXE individual title. One of the highlights of the Hilux New Zealand Rural Games is the ANZAXE Trans-Tasman Challenge. This is an event for all the wood choppers, and it's a fantastic relay race between Australia and New Zealand. And this trophy is what is at stake. Now, in 2011, the Rugby World Cup, the Australians won. In 2015, in Queenstown, the Kiwis won. So it's one apiece as we go to the action.
All right, the judge has the flag up, down it goes. So they bore through the timber, then they go up, they go down. When the ring hits the ground, oh, the Aussies have had a bad start. They've lost the ring. So it comes down to the Kyle Lemon from New Zealand has given them a great start. Now it's Shane Jordan finding the power to get through the blade, through into the block. It's the underhand of Shane Jordan, David McIntosh. Shane turns for the Kiwis. The Australians digging deep now, trying to catch up for the mistake on the saw. As we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, Shane Jordan punching through the block now. Now we go to the single saw. It is down there for David McDonald for New Zealand. As the Aussies seem to be losing the battle at the moment as we punch into the saw for them. It's Cody Steers on the single saws. As we come back now, it's into it hard for Adam Lowe. Is it a Kiwi win? It's looking good for the Kiwis. Big hits for Adam Lowe. He's around, and now it comes down to the final man for Australia, Josh Anderson. He's no slouch, but it's a Kiwi punching through hard. Come on, Kiwis. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiwi win.
Well, that was an incredibly exciting event, the Trans-Tasman ANZAXE Challenge. And I tell you what, Shane Jordan, you must have been pretty excited with that victory, eh?
Oh, definitely. Whenever you beat Australia, you're wrapped. They're pretty hard to beat. There's some good guys here, so yeah, no, we're wrapped.
Of course, you were the individual winner as well, and that's an amazing achievement in itself, isn't it?
Definitely. Last year I got second, runner-up, another Australian won that, so I was pretty happy to come back this year, and the wood was pretty strong, and I was lucky enough to manage to win the overall this year.
Hey, well done, Shane. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
One of the crowd favourites of the Hilux New Zealand Rural Games is undoubtedly the Highland Heavy. A gut-busting, back-breaking Trans-Tasman contest of traditional Highland games taken on by some of the giants of the sporting world from both here and across the ditch. First up, the Heavies competed in the world-famous caber toss, in which competitors were looking for the perfect 12 o'clock throw. Favourite to take the title was the big Aucklander Ruben de Jong. However, newcomers such as Aussie Ben Simpson were keen to give the veterans some stiff competition.
That's it, look up, here we go. Whoa. How about that?
In the end, it all came down to experience, with the veteran Jono McFarlane throwing two perfect 12 o'clock throws to take the early lead in the competition.
Pretty good to me, let's see what Pat has to say. Jono told me it's 12.
Auckland stuntman De Jong looking to match that display of power and poise with two perfect tosses of his own.
12 o'clock.
The second discipline saw the Heavies take on the grueling farmer's walk. Competitors have to run around 3 barrels, carrying 2 enormous logs weighing 100 kilograms each. This event pits speed and stamina in the ultimate race against the clock. With the current New Zealand record in his sights, Ruben de Jong looked to smash records and secure the outright lead for himself.
Here he goes, he's got to be at 12 seconds for the first marker. He's making pretty good time, let's see where he goes. Round the first one. 12 seconds, he's on the money.
Come on! Oh yes!
15 seconds, he's ahead. He's got to bring this home. 26 seconds to beat. Here he comes. Look at the speed of this big man. 200 kilos.
26.43.
A new event this year, weight over the bar, saw the Heavies throw a 25-kilogram block of steel over their shoulders and over a bar set at ever-increasing heights. Crowd favourite Jono McFarlane was in fine form, nearly pulling off an upset victory.
Magnificent toss there by Jono McFarlane.
But with a mighty heave over 15 feet, the Australian man mountain Luke Reynolds claimed victory in this eye-catching discipline. Arguably the most popular event with the locals, and quite possibly the toughest discipline for the Highland Heavies, the Horror Artist Stones pits man against nature, where each contestant uses every ounce of strength to get 5 large stones off the deck and onto a barrel. The killer blow being the stones get progressively heavier, from 90 kilograms to a back-breaking 145 kegs. This final event, a Trans-Tasman decider between Kiwi Ruben de Jong and Aussie Luke Reynolds.
Off he goes. Here he goes. 3 seconds, he's on the money so far. 6 seconds, he's equal on the time. 11 seconds, he's still equal there. 14 seconds, he's got into the lead. He needs to lift this. What an effort. That's going to be a good time. I'll talk to Pat Helliard.
19.19.
There we are. Sub 20 seconds.
Yes.
Looking to defend his title, de Jong had a blistering time to beat.
Off he goes. Look at that, 3 seconds. 7 seconds. 11 seconds, he's there on the money. 14 seconds, here he goes. Can he do it?
19.16.
Oh, he's got there again.
Have you sunk the Aussies?
300ths of a second.
300ths of a second. I'll take it. I'll take it.
In what proved to be one of the most popular contests over the weekend, the Highland Heavies showed that while the emphasis of these games is on strength, the big men of Australasian sport also need balance, speed and stamina to be crowned this year's champion.
This is what we do. This is our rugby, this is our soccer, you know. We do this year round. We love it. It's great, mate. We get to come down to Queenstown, you know. We get to compete. Sun is shining, people are nice. It's a great day. It's awesome. These guys have all competed around the world. Like, there's no slackers here. You know, you don't get invited if you can't sort of keep up, you know. Anyone here could have won, you know. It just comes down to a lot on the day, you know.